Hey, kia ora whanau, you're here with me, the maoriwargamer, and today we'll be playing a Warhammer 40K battle report. Okay. Right, kia ora whanau, and welcome to a big bumper, big dog episode, 3,000 point battle. You see the Dark Angels and the Eldar of the Sam Hound craft world, rolling up on this Eldar planet, taking on Alpha Legion Chaos Space Marines and the Tau. An unlikely alliance, you reckon? Well, hey, you know, we've seen weirder things in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. So yeah, we've got an unlikely alliance on both ends, ready to throw down. We've got two beautiful armies, 3 Lord of War units here. I was requested to meet up for battle, so I drove up from New Zealand and met my New Zealand friends who are big fans of the channel. You know, they love what I do. And so, hey, I tell you at home, if you want to battle me, well, let me know and we'll arrange a time, see what we can do. But yeah, luckily these guys aren't too bad. They've got a nice looking table, but I thought they could be weirdos, and I was ready to fight them and steal their guys. But hey, we're all friends here. So yeah, we're doing a No Mercy mission, Maelstrom of War, on this beautiful Eldar planet, ready to save the galaxy. So tune in, we're going to have some good times, take a look at the armies, and then go on to turn 1 with the Dark Angels and Eldar taking turn 1. Right, fine, so we're doing alternate turns, and so Eldar took out turn 1 for the Eldar Dark Angels Alliance. All out of range, but we've had guide, like reroll hits, and which is pretty much useless because he's just advanced, and 5 up invulnerable saved. I don't know what that power's called. Everything of Eldar just moved forward. Look at this beautiful looking piece of Eldar terrain, eh? Very nice. This guy's in the terrain. We've got these guys here just blocking from deep strike. That's all they're pretty much good for. So we're rolling over to Tau turn, see what they do in this kill point game. Right, guys, so turn 1 from Tau, Battle of the Lords of War. Again, not a lot of moving. With this bigger map, no need to moving, and I just realised that my army is kind of geared towards objectives and there's none on the field, so it's going to be a rough game. So, you know, I'll just say that from the start. The Wraith Knight is take a hammering from the Storm Surge. He's down to 10 wounds remaining from 24. Not a good turn for him. And now we're going into Dark Angels, see what they can do, you know, miles away from the enemy. Going to be rough. Right, finally, so wrapping up turn 1 for the Dark Angels with a new Imperial Knight ally. Again, I don't know why we took turn 1, pretty blinded there. All I can do is just pretty much advance on this, once again, beautiful table. Loving it. So everyone's advanced, no shooting done. It's going to be a long slog until we get across the board over here, but we're going into Chaos, and it's Black Legion, not Alpha Legion, on turn 1. Alright, finally, so end of the Chaos turn. Let's move this blob of cultists across this nice looking Eldar breach, across this nice little river type thing. Again, yeah, early turn, nothing else happening. We got this Big Daddy Super Dreadnought. What's it called? Contempted Dreadnought. Firing out some shenanigans, eh? And blowing this guy down. He's on 3 wounds left. He's not going to really do much for the rest of the game. Just hopefully he's not going to die and kill everyone in that radius. But yeah, we're going back, and maybe he can get 1 shot off before he dies as we go into Eldar on turn 2. Right, Fano, so end of turn 2 for the Eldar, and the Reapers, new to the channel, they dropped in with their Reaper launchers and unleashed devastation upon the Storm Surge, dealing 14 wounds. Is it 14? 14. Yeah, 14 wounds on the Storm Surge. bring it down to crippling heights. Everything else, we're still just standing still just walking across the slow trek across the field. It's still a bit early to call the game, but yeah, these guys worth their money, absolutely. Going into Tower for revenge on this 3 wounds left on the Wraith Knight. See what happens. Alright, finally, so end of the turn for the Tower in the Tower Black Legion Alliance. Crisis suits dropping in, going to give us some targets to take on for the rest of our units. It's very nice, very wise decisions. Mighty Storm Surgery repaired some wounds thanks to some stratagems. He's on 8 wounds now. Hopefully the Dark Reapers can stay alive long enough to clear that off. What else do we have happening across the field? Wraith Knight, and I spent a command point for my Imperial Knight. He's House Terran Imperial Knight, saved his wound, so no successful shots this turn. Thank the dice gods that we managed to survive. And we're going in for Dark Angels Retaliation on turn 2. Alright, finally, so end of Dark Angels on turn 2. The 5th Company Primaris Marines and Imperial Knight reinforcements there from House Terran. Knight Warden. A nice turn actually. We got with these deep striking crisis suits now in range of the intercessors and the Hellblasters. Took out a couple of the suits there, and tried to get a charge in with Big Daddy Knight, but couldn't make it hit. But he did tank all the Overwatch fire from the crisis suit, so that was pretty cool. Quick survey of the battlefield in this No Mercy mission. No one scored the first blood yet. We've still got Linebreaker up for grabs. Linebreaker and what's the other one? First blood, Linebreaker.
Slay the Warlord.
Slay the Warlord. Is your Warlord Abaddon or?
Abaddon.
Yeah, my one. Do you want yours guys to be Warlord?
Right.
No, it's one of them is the War Master. His Abaddon. We'll do Eldari as the Warlord for Dark Angels Eldar. So that's our field. Pretty neck and neck. There's been no decisive victory so far. And we'll go into Chaos on turn 2. We've got a lot of guys sitting up in the sky ready to deep strike. We'll see what they can do. Right, finally, so end of Chaos Black Legion turn on turn 2. Titled Traders has been used to bring the Chaos Cultists over here on this in the Dark Angel Eldar deployment zone. They managed to wipe out the Las Cannon tactical squad there. We've got 3 squads of Obliterators and this guy here, Abaddon, deploying in as well. Absolutely mincemeating. We started the turn on 0 victory points each, and we're now ending the turn 2 of Black Legion on 5-0. So they got Slay the Warlord, they got First Blood, just victory points galore. Took the Knight who was sitting on like 21 wounds down to 2 wounds left. Man, that was tragic. That was heartbreaking to see. But the table's looking pretty much still the same as it was. 5 victory points to 0. We're going into Eldar on turn 3 and seeing what's going to happen. We've got this big blob of elite forces in our deployment zone. So how we're going to handle that, don't know. Figure it out. We've got the Guardians here as we go into Eldar on turn 3. Alright, finally, so we're at the end of turn 3 for the Eldar. I'm filming on the tower, guys. Eldar, Wraith Knight gone. Eldrad was taken down by the Chaos, by Abaddon and his mates. The game's turning against the Dark Angel Eldar Alliance. All that happened there, we got the Storm Surge brought down to 1 wound left. Crippled, but still giving no victory points until we deliver the finishing blow. So I'm going to have to send someone over to take that down. A lot of shooting that ended up doing nothing. Took down 1 crisis suit as well. So we're still on 0 victory points to 5 against the opponent. Scrambling to try and get a win as we go into turn 3 for the tower. On turn 3 for the tower. Alright, final, so end of the tower for turn 3. Storm Surge down to 1 wound. We've got all the boys loaded up here. It's broadside, eh? Yeah, broadside boy, nice and purple. Not a lot done that turn. They took down the Imperial Knight, which is a shame. This didn't get to do as much as I was expecting him to do. Just got minced by wounds, even with the 4-up invulnerable. Spread wounds across the different walkers and the Wraith Lord. Yeah, Wraith Lord. So we're on like 6 victory. They're on 6 victory points. Dark Angels, Eldar on 0. So we might still take the win. Who knows? It's a bit too. Was it too early to call? No. I called it way at the start that it's. We're not going to win. But it's not about winning. It's about having fun. That's it. Teamwork, participation awards. That's what they give to kids these days. You don't need to win. You just want to be involved in the game. That's it. Fluff up their egos, make them feel good about themselves when, actually they could be losers. But are you a loser or are you a winner? It's just in your head. State of mind, eh? We're going into Dark Angels on turn 3. See how things rock and roll out. If they can get a single victory point, that'll be great. Right, Whanau, and end of Dark Angels on turn 3. We brought the Lord of the Deathwing down, and him and his boys, Deathwing Assault, took down the Storm Surge there, who was on 1 wound. You might call that overkill, you might call that victory, you might call that a game-winning victory if the aim of the game was to beat the Storm Surge, but I think that might have been the victory. So, hey, I make the rules, and that was their target, and they won their target. So maybe they won the game. Who knows? We're still going for the rest of the fight though. So those boys took down the Storm Surge, took down one Crisis Suit. Their main conflict in the middle of the battlefield, as you see there, still ongoing. Supercharged the Hellblasters, and one of them killed themselves, and this guy's just saved himself to death. That was heartbreaking to watch. But yeah, we're going into the Chaos again on turn 3. They've got the Cultists on the field. They've got the Dreadnoughts, the Hellbrutes, and they've got this blob of Obliterators. It's going to hurt. It's going to be more pain. We're currently on 6 victory points to 1. And hey, could be anyone's game. 6 to 1, Who's going to win? We're going to it. Alright, finally, so turn 3 for the Chaos Black Legion, Chaos Space Marines. Obliterator squad, 3 squads of Obliterators, and Abaddon, providing those rerolls. Just done an endless cacophony as well, a stratagem, and just absolutely wiped the field of any opposition. Apothecary, Hellblasters there, Intercessors there. They're sitting on 11 victory points to 1. Still a close game, still a tight game. Still want to keep tuning in to make sure, see who's going to win, because it could be anyone's game, 11 to 1. We've seen people come back from greater odds. Man, so we just got the bike and 5 Intercessors and Master for Dark Angels, and pretty much nothing left for the Eldar. It's a pretty rough looking game here. Great game, great fun. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Fun. F-U-N. F stands for friends, and U stands for unicorns. They're fun as well, and N for never-ending good times. So make sure you get in to see how that rolls out as you go into Eldar, the Eldar remnants for their final, potentially their final turn on turn 4. Good stuff. Alright, Whanau, so end of Eldar turn on turn 4. Finishing that turn, we're on 3 victory points to the opponent's 11. Got the big Wraith Lord in the combat with Cultists. Very effective use of his points, You gear up that, what is it? 200 points versus maybe 100 points of cultists. Very, that's what you want to see fighting each other. Like a Wraithful versus cultists. No better showdown there. What else? We killed our crisis suits there. Still vastly outnumbered on points, but it could be anyone's game. So I still encourage you to keep tuning in because it could be some good stuff. Who knows? Eldar, they've proved their worth in the alliance, and actually managed to kill a couple of units after some, after they've been severely weakened by the Dark Angels. But these guys, have they done anything all game?
They moved.
Oh, they moved. Great team players. We're going into Tau. A very few Tau units left on the field. We'll see what they can do. As it looks like a Dark Legion, Black Legion superior on the field as we go into Tau turn 4. Right, finally, so majestic sweep over the Eldar planet that we're fighting over at the moment. End of turn 4 for the Tau. In their unlikely alliance with the Black Legion Chaos Space Marines. So we just lost 2 of the Deathwing Terminators there, led by Belial himself, Master of the Deathwing, the Dark Angels. We lost a War Walker there for the Eldar, and a couple of Intercessors over there. So the forces are very thin. As we go into Dark Angels, we're currently on like 14 points to 3 victory points. Big blobs of cultists all over. This is the heavy hitter of the team. Very challenging game. Get up an army towards a specific objective. Hasn't rolled out quite like we planned, but that's the nature of the game, and still good fun overall. We're going into Dark Angels on turn 4. See if they can get a weasel out another victory point, perhaps. The line, the hopes of the Empire, of the Imperium, rest with these guys. Can they do anything to make a difference? We'll find out. Dark Angels turn 4. Right, final end of turn 4 for the Dark Angels. The mighty Belial of the Deathwing, first company of the Dark Angels. And his Terminator squad wiped out a bunch of 20 cultists there. Mad Dogs. Shot him up in shooting phase, cut him up in melee, and then morale phase did the rest for us. Flying over here. Intercessors failed to get into combat, failed their charge range. Big Daddy Master and Gravis armor took down 1 crisis suit thanks to D3 damage. And that puts us on to like 5 to like 14. And we're going into Dark Chaos Space Marines on the turn 4. We've got plenty of command points left, plenty of hurt they can dish out. Can we survive? They're isolated from the rest of the field and they've got a slow movement range, so we might do alright. We'll see the damage that they can do as we go into turn 4, Black Legion. Right, final end of Black Legion turn on turn 4. Ending at turn 15, victory points to 5. So they're tripling our score, taking out the Intercessors that were there. Guardians, after 4 turns of doing nothing, they did nothing and died, giving it a free victory point. So yeah, it's what have we got? 2 Eldar units left, 2 Deathwing and the Company Master there left for the thing. So we're going into the final turn for all of us. Pretty decisive, but we'll play right to the end, for the excitement for you guys. We'll see how we go. We're going into Eldar. Oh yeah, Eldar? Turn 5?
Yes.
Yeah, Eldar turn 5. Right, quick Eldar turn. The mighty war vehicles of the Aeldari forces unleash absolute mayhem and havoc upon the cultist forces there, killing a total of 2. 2 or 1?
1.
Oh, 1.
1. 1.
No,
because you missed the other one. Yeah.
Killing 1 cultist for, great value of money. 1 cultist man, that's going to cripple the Dark Black Legion forces if you ask me, eh? One cultist, and that guy's worth like 300 points as much as Abaddon. Oh, shut up. Very nice, very nice. We'll go into Tau on the final turn. Oh yeah, it's probably these guys they can shoot at, eh? Alright, we'll go into that. Right, end of Tau for turn 4. They've got a few forces left on the board. Managed to chip away at the Master and Gravis armor, Master of the Primaris for the Dark Angels. He's down to 2 wounds. Across the river here in their deployment zone, we've brought down another 2 Terminators. Paid for a Tau stratagem there. Got 2 more boys left rolling, ready to kick in as Dark Angels' final turn. Try and kill something else and get a victory point. We'll go straight into it. Right, and we'll wrap up the final turn for the Dark Angels. Belial and his Deathwing Sergeant took down some drones and earned another victory point here in combat. Company Master and Gravis Armor took down the 2 Crisis Suits there in combat as well. Then they managed to blow up, use a command point and took him down with them. So he's gone. So we're on 8 victory points to 15, 16? 14. Oh, 8 to 14. Jeez, nice. And that ends. And so we're going into the final turn of the game. The final turn for the Black Legion. They've got a few units still loaded around the field. We'll go wrap up the game now. Devastating game. Huge losses on all sides as we go wrap it up with Black Legion. Right, final. So that ends the big battle, big 3,000 point battle with Tau, Dark Angels, Eldar, and the Black Legion Chaos Space Marines on this Aeldari alien planet. With a victory for Black Legion and the Tau, 17 victory points to 9. Yeah, 17 to 9. It was a good game. The deployment threw us off, long range fighting. Tau got the obvious advantage there. Didn't have any transports for the Dark Angels, and so it was kind of just foot slogging until we all met across in the river here on the bridge, and through down there. It was a pretty big battle. The Warwalker made it across the river. So that might be another 10 victory points there, I reckon. It's well deserved. Yeah, man, it would have been cool if we went Raven Wing and have my flyers, my bikes, and some other stuff, transports to get my troops around. But that's the random nature of the game that we all know and love. And yeah, it was a good game overall. Really nice. Once again, nice looking board. Helps some mercy in the game there. So victory, unfortunately, Team Moldy Wargamer did not take it out. I hope you enjoyed this. So if you did, give the video a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more beautiful action from a guy from New Zealand filming the video in New Zealand and just enjoying some New Zealand times. For the Lord of the Rings and all that other good New Zealand stuff that you love to see. Plus the guy from Deadpool 2, he's from New Zealand as well. And the rock guy from Thor Ragnarok, he's also from New Zealand. So yeah, support those guys by giving the video a like. I am the Moldy Wargamer once again, whanau. Thank you for watching. Ka kite, anō.